Hi, I'm Kenton, and I wanted to share my thoughts on what you should do as soon as you close on your first residential investment property. To start, you really don't need to set up an LLC. Even though it seems like everyone is quick to suggest it, you don't. So, what do you need to do? Be sure you get a landlord insurance policy for your property. You may want to also consider getting an umbrella policy on top of your landlord policy, but that's not necessarily a must until you have a few more properties. You need to change the locks immediately. The easiest option is a quick set smart key. It will allow you to change the key quickly and easily between tenants without actually changing the lock. If you want to upgrade beyond that, you can either look into wireless keypad locks or small format interchangeable cores, which is more of a commercial grade solution. Don't forget to change the locks for any exterior or basement storage areas, along with the garage door opener and keypad. Be sure to have extra keys made, and don't give the tenants any of the original keys. Only hand out copies, as they will surely lose them, and you'll always want to make new copies from the originals. Each state has a little different way of doing this, so your attorney should be able to help guide you through this. You'll need to be sure that the current leases are assigned to you, the security deposits are also given to you, with interest if applicable, that the tenants have been notified that the property was sold and you are the new owner. Some areas have a set security deposit interest rate, and although it is next to nothing, you don't want to be caught for violating a tenant right by missing a few cents of interest. In Chicago, a small violation can result in a judgment of 3 times the security deposit, which is why I personally don't hold any security deposits, but that's another video. You should prepare your own welcome communication to the tenants, whether it is a letter or an email, but it should be in writing. Even if you drop it off in person, you need to be sure you give the tenants your contact information, how to pay the rent, who to contact for problems, and I would recommend also confirming with each tenant what security deposit you are holding for them and when it was received for interest calculations if applicable. Personally, if I buy a property with security deposits, I return them right away, as the liability isn't worth it in Chicago. Now, if you haven't already done so, you should do a video walkthrough and take pictures of the apartments for your records. I also recommend taking a picture of all model numbers for the appliances and furnace, along with the furnace air filter and humidifier filter sizes if the unit has one. I like to keep a box of inexpensive fiberglass filters in a utility closet at each property, so they're readily available whenever I need to change them. Be sure you know what utilities are your responsibility versus your tenants, and check to be sure you have the correct ones transferred into your name. Find the main water shutoff, which should be at the water meter and also where the electrical panels are located. Verify there are smoke detectors and test them as well. Check for any deferred maintenance, including gutters filled with leaves, dryer vents full of lint, drain the water heater, clean the air conditioner condenser, and any other issues you might find or see, and prioritize the repairs by what needs to be done first. I'd say any water leaks or life safety related issues need to be at the top of your list, as those can cause the most damage or injury if not corrected right away. I highly recommend setting up the property with a free property management software system. Personally, I recommend Tenant Cloud. It is completely free for everything you need to start. Use the link below to get started and set up each of your apartments on it. You'll get your own website. You can customize the tenant application, run credit checks, communicate with your tenants, send out invoices automatically each month, and so much more. You'll come across very professional to your tenants, even if you're just getting started. You should set up a separate checking account and credit card for the property. As long as you use these for all property-related costs and purchases, you really don't need to save and reconcile your receipts. Just be sure all income and expenses go through this account, and it will make doing your taxes much easier later on. There are several accounting software packages to choose from, but it's not a huge deal if you don't feel the need to use one for your first property. I didn't. As you grow, you'll definitely need one. I like QuickBooks, but a lot of people seem to love Stessa for rental properties, which is free, so I'd recommend at least checking that out before buying QuickBooks or some other program. Keep track of all your miles driving to and from the property or picking up supplies or anything else related to the property. You can deduct it on your taxes, and if you create a simple spreadsheet with the date, miles driven, etc., your accountant will love it. If you're living in the property, you'll want to apply for homeowner exemption. And if your state allows tax appeals, I recommend finding a tax attorney to start working on your appeal. I have an attorney who appeals the taxes on all of my properties each year, and he only gets paid a percentage of the savings if he reduces my tax bill. If you have any units that are vacant, you'll need to get to work right away, fixing them and getting them ready for showings. Be sure to check out my other video on how to price your rental and how to list them for free before you pay for any listings. I also have an application and welcome tenant video for my tenants that you might want to watch just to see the items I tell my tenants prior to move-in, as well as how I coordinate the move-in for each new tenant. The next things you'll need to get together are your lease forms and understand the rules in regard to returning security deposits at the end of the lease for when a tenant moves out. Many times, the best place to start looking for forms is the local realtor association or a landlord group. There are state and national forms, but I would recommend against using those as the local ones will most likely be much better. There is always a lot to learn, but these items should at least get you initially set up with your new rental property. I hope you have found this video helpful, and be sure to check out my other videos for more detail on other topics. If you like this video, please consider subscribing and leave me any comments as well. Thank you for watching.